We'll start off with the question of the day. Let's see what we're asking you this morning, and it's on that contentious issue of cigarettes. So here we go. Some cigarette producers are threatening to take government to court over the ban of cigarette sales during the national lockdown. Do you think this action is justified, and why? At Morning Live, SABC, and if we've got time, and that's a big if because we've got a jam-packed show, 011 714 5861 is that line that you can get hold of us on.
All right, getting to some of our stories of the day. According to figures released by the Health Ministry last night, the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases that South Africa has had to date is at 7,220. The number of deaths is at 138, and there has since been 2,746 recoveries, which brings the total number of active cases to 4,336.
The High Court in Polokwane is this morning expected to hear an urgent application brought by the Tebelela Institute and the African Institute for Human Rights to have the Department of Basic Education's academic recovery plan put aside.
And of course, that information in terms of where you can turn to for help. For more information on the coronavirus, members of the public are urged to call the 24-hour hotline on 0800 029 999, or you can also add the official government COVID-19 support service on WhatsApp on 0600 123 456.
Right, here we go. These are the stats that we give you every morning in terms of where South Africa is in its fight against coronavirus. Western Cape, we've got 3,362 cases. Gauteng, 1,661. KZN, 1,106. In the Free State, 814. I beg your pardon, that was the Eastern Cape, 814. The Free State is 125. Limpopo, 39. Northwest, 35. Mpumalanga, 53. And the Northern Cape is 25.
And then just looking at the overall totals, tests conducted in the country to date, 257,541. Positive cases, 7,220. Recoveries stand at 2,746, 138 deaths, and active cases currently 4,336. And that global picture, Leanne, that you give us every morning?
Yeah, looking at that, it's 3.5 million confirmed cases around the world. Recovered, let's look at that, 1.1 million, but the death toll is now sitting at 251,000 people globally.
All right, let's move on to our top trending topics. Starting first off, ENCA, and of course was watching this last night and it just did not go away. So this stems from an opening of one of their news shows with anchors Colin Gambi and Jane Dutton, where they spoke about the whole COVID-19 situation and all sorts of other threads around it that got people hot under the collar, Leanne.
Yeah, indeed it did, and people haven't stopped talking about it since then. And I think it was, just obviously gaining traction over and over again, and people were just talking to perhaps, the speaking of fact when it possibly isn't fact as to what they were saying, and they just really weren't happy and wondering if there's perhaps an agenda or what's going on. And the EFF members, a lot of them jumping onto this. So, it's been a trending topic that started late yesterday, and it hasn't stopped. It just keeps on growing more and more and more in traction. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but that's honestly still the top trending topic this morning. It's quite a big one.
Certainly it has been, and of course not just members of the EFF, but the public at large.
Oh, indeed, indeed.
A bit exasperated really by what they heard.
Yeah.
And it was quite interesting to look at those comments. Right, moving on to the next one, and that's hashtag Cloudy. That's, of course, our former COO here at the SABC. And the reason Cloudy is trending is because there was a press briefing yesterday, and the Minister of Arts and Culture and Sport, that's Minister Nathi Mthethwa, talking about a 90% local content being played on our platforms that we have, television and radio in this country. And people saying, well, seems Cloudy was ahead of his time. When Cloudy said that, everybody went berserk.
I know.
And here is the minister saying that so many years later.
I know. Have a look at this. I mean, just one or two tweets to read to you. Nini saying, cloudy right now. You see, I told them, but they didn't listen. Miss Mazumbuka saying, this plea is why it made sense to remove Cloudy when he was, doing exactly this. And that was, implementing that whole local television content. And here's another one. Spiti saying, just a reminder, Minister Mtetwa, a man called Cloudy Motswaneng, said this 4 years ago. He was ridiculed by the very same artist when he called for 90% local. He pushed for SABC 3 to air local content in order to support local productions. He was removed. So anyway, so lots of talk about that one.
Indeed. And finally, hashtag COVID-19, and that's a daily one, Leanne.
Yeah.
And talking to all things COVID related, be it the latest statistics, be it other issues such as government being taken to court, not just as the NCC or the presidency, but also some of the various portfolios within government.
Yeah, all right. I think we've spoken very much so about that one, and we will continue to do so through the course of the program. Let us now move away and go to sports news.